What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you just saw, we are working on the 350Z again today. It's been a little while since we worked on this car, but we're taking it drifting next weekend, and I've been putting off fixing this for a long time. When we come under the car, it becomes pretty evident there's some leakage here on the power steering rack, and over here is even worse. It's just been leaking straight out of here, and I had a few scary moments on the freeway where this rack was clearly failing, and it's time to get it replaced. If you can't tell either, the wheels have some serious toe out. It was kind of funny, like when they were sitting on the ground, one was facing like out this way and the other one was out this way. So this rack is toast, which brings me to this guy. Now in this box, we've got a brand new from Nissan OEM power steering rack for the 350Z. Now, while there's a lot of different aftermarket or remanufactured parts out there on the market, this is one of those situations where I always like to opt for the OEM part when it's available. Which brings me to a super exciting announcement. I'm excited to say that we've partnered up with OEM Part Specialties for the 350Z build and any future Nissan builds we might be doing on this channel. Now, I'm excited to be working with OEM Part Specialty for a couple of different reasons. One, they're a local company to me, and I always love working with local companies. And two, they've got a huge selection of OEM Nissan parts, as well as JDM parts that they're slowly filling into their catalog as well. So there's a ton of different parts available for the Nissan 350Z, as well as other models that they make. So whether you've got a factory Nissan or a project car Nissan, more like my 350Z, they're gonna have the parts you need. And even better, they're offering you guys a 10% discount on these parts as well. So finding a place that gives 10% off of OEM parts is huge. That's one of the biggest problems with paying for OEM parts, is they're gonna be more expensive, and that's often why a lot of people opt for a different option. But using code AVENGE10 on their site, which I will link down in the description below, will save you 10% on all your OEM Nissan parts, their JDM catalog, as well as some awesome Nismo parts as well. So do me a favor, check out the link down below, give them a follow on Instagram. They're gonna be helping us out a lot more on the channel with 350Z and any future Nissan projects we've got. But let's go ahead and get this guy unboxed. Man, it's so nice to see new parts like this. So this rack is absolutely beautiful. We're gonna start working on getting this installed in the car. Because we do have the FDF angle kit on there, we're not gonna use these factory tie rods, and we're running the Chase Base power steering cooler. So we need to pull these fittings out because there's AN adapters that are gonna go in there for the feed and return line. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting this stuff disconnected in the car and preparing it for this new rack to go in. Before I get too far ahead of myself, we do need to take this brace off here that runs from the subframe back to the side rails here. This kind of directly crosses over where the steering rack is, so we're going to take that out and make this install a lot easier. Got the rack disconnected on both sides. So the last thing holding this rack in here is two 19mm bolts over here and two 14s here. If you did have the factory lines and not the Chase Base system like I have, there's a 10mm bolt here that holds those factory lines on that you would need to remove. But we're gonna go ahead and get these things taken off so I can pull the whole rack out and start looking at getting the new one in. Man, this poor steering rack just did a number on it. So these are the bolts from the FDF kit that actually hold the tie rod into the steering rack. And as you can see, that is no longer straight. That is no longer straight. And the end here has definitely seen better days. So this rack is very much so toast. Fortunately, Drift HQ in the US does stock these, so I'm gonna get two new ones of these. And we've obviously got the new rack to replace that. So now we're gonna start working on getting these factory tie rods and boots taken off. Like I said, we're gonna remove all of that stuff in lieu of the FDF kit. And then we're gonna take this plug out, remove this guy here, and put the AN adapter fittings in to go with the Chase Bay power steering cooler kit that I have. So once we've got those taken off, those plugs in, we'll be able to put this new steering rack in the car and start connecting everything once again. All right, picking up where we left off the other day, we got the old rack out, new rack sitting up here, and I was waiting on replacement bolts for the pieces that go into the tie rods because these guys got super bent. Got new ones from FDF. They're a different material, so I wonder if they had issues with these bending like that. But either way, we'll get those in, and I got some energy polyurethane bushings that are gonna go in here as well as around it under the clamp over there. But you'll notice that one doesn't have tie rods on it because they use a different one for the FDF setup. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these off and make it easier to put this whole thing in the press and press out these factory bushings and put the new ones in. So after fighting with the rack on the bench and on the ground, we decided just to bolt it into the car because we're having so many problems holding it down and getting enough leverage to actually be able to break it loose. So after bolting this into the car, got the first tie rod off. So our FDF kit will bolt right into here. Now we just gotta do the other side. So I gotta pull this boot back and then take this whole tie rod assembly off of here as well. Okay, got the rack back off the car, minus the tie rods. So you can see here, old rack, new rack, obviously much cleaner. So we've got that ready for the FDF tie rods, got the new energy bushing on there, and now I just need to swap out these guys here so that we have the AN fittings for the Chase Bay's cooler that's up front. So the new AN fittings are in the return and feed lines. The last thing we're gonna do is replace the bushings in here. So I ordered the energy bushing mainly for this one, but it does come with bushings for this part here. Someone's gonna roast me in the comment section and be like, these are the exact same, but this is a high quality polyurethane, so I'm gonna opt to put those in. I'm gonna throw this on the press real quick, pop these out, pop those in, and hopefully it is not too hard. I was worried about this happening, and it did. I had to take these lines off that run across here in order to get this flat on the press. So this thing is like fully disassembled at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and press these out again. We'll put the lines back on and then start getting everything back in the car. New bushings installed in the rack here. We've got this one over here which goes under this clamp that bolts on to the subframe. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this back in the car. Once it's in the car, we'll look at getting these hoses connected, the FDF tie rods connected, and we should be ready to bleed it from there. So we've got to get these guys and these guys torqued to spec. This is to 96 foot-pounds and this is to 51. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those torqued, get the lines reconnected up here and connect the steering column shaft, and this guy will be ready to rock. So I've got the boots to go over the end of the power steering rack. This is the one that just came on the new rack. This is the one that I had on previously. Now I cut this down so that it fit around the FDF kit a little bit better. I always like to retain this stock stuff when I can, just to keep all the dust out and keep it as OEM as possible. These two appear to be a little bit different in size to begin with, and I was gonna cut this one shorter than I did this one because you can kind of see it bunched up there, so I feel like there was a little too much material. So I'm gonna just cut this one right up towards the top and see how that fits over there and get this fitted up with the angle kit. Man, of course, after fighting with this thing, I finally get the bolt in off camera, but I did use blue Loctite in there. I've had some issues with these backing out before, which I think is what contributed to the bolts getting bent in the first place. So I definitely wanna let this cure 24 hours, and we're gonna be doing a bolt check pretty quickly on this thing to make sure that that bolt's not backing out again. I do need to torque those down to spec, but we got the boot on here, a little zip tie here instead of the OEM wire that they use. It's just easier to put on. And like I said, this usually has a clamp around it on the OEM setup, but it just doesn't work with that piece being much bigger coming out of there, but we at least get a lot of protection from any dust kind of building up in there. Yeah, it could still get in a little bit, but this is better than nothing. So we're gonna go ahead and do the other side real quick and then try to get the steering wheel straight. All right, boys, we finally got the new steering rack in. Everything's mounted up. Torqued these down to spec, torqued these to spec, and torqued the bolts up on the U-joint up there to spec as well. So this is all in. The hard lines are tightened down, and I tucked them up a little bit higher than I did before so they don't interfere with that brace is my hope. So that is all set up there. We're gonna bleed the car real quick before we put the brace back on just to make sure that there's no issues down here. It has been a night. It's like a little after 1:30 right now, but I wanted to wrap this project up tonight, so here we are. But the last things to do are put that brace up on the bottom, and then tomorrow, once the Loctite has cured, we're gonna put the car on the ground, turn the wheels a few more times under lock, and that'll be the final process for the bleeding procedure on this system. Then we can take it for a drive, make sure everything looks good, and wrap this project up. But I'll see you guys tomorrow when we put this car on the ground and take it out for a drive. All right, the car is back on the ground. We're gonna do the last part of the bleeding procedure here and start the car up and rotate the wheel 4 or 5 times with it actually under load. And then we should be good to go. I'm gonna check for any leaks and take it around the block because I wanna see how this thing feels. It has been so long since I've driven this car. And the last time I drove it, like I said, the power steering rack was dangerously damaged. So I'm gonna go ahead and bleed it real quick and we'll take it around the block. She's back. And from the looks of it, I don't think we messed up the alignment too bad, which is awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and take this thing around the block real quick. All right, boys. That's gonna do it for today's video. The Z finally has a working power steering rack again. Thank you again to OEM Parts Specialties. We couldn't have done it without them. Like I said, their link will be in the bio, and Avenge 10 will save you 10% off of all OEM Nissan parts, bunch of JDM parts, Nismo parts. They can get you a lot of stuff. If you need anything specific, hit them up. They're super helpful. I wouldn't want to work with anyone else. I will see you guys again for a video next week. In the meantime, do me a favor and throw this video a like. If you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys soon.